I guess along the theme of big changes that could be ahead, there's obviously some talk the last day about an arena in a meeting tonight and possibly of our teams coming. Chuck, I want to, obviously the Mariners have come out with a statement on that and want to get your thoughts and kind of hear from everybody about what you're thinking about with the arena and the possibilities of NBA and NHL.
Sure. Let me be absolutely clear about this. The Seattle Mariners enthusiastically support bringing an NBA team back to Seattle. Should be no question about that. For all the altruistic reasons, but also in our own self-interest. We never saw the Sonics as competition, and in fact, when the Sonics left, we noticed that there was a souring in the public mood over professional sports. And as they saw, back in New York when the Dodgers and the Giants left, the year after the Dodgers and Giants left, Yankees attendance actually went down as there was a reduction in interest in professional sports. So the Mariners enthusiastically support bringing an NBA team back to Seattle, and we'd like to do everything we can to make that happen. However, as I mentioned earlier, let me be equally clear that we think that transportation, access, ingress, egress at that site is going to be very difficult. I don't know how many of you know this, but we would like to play more weekday day games. The city of Seattle restricts us to only 6 weekday day games the entire season because of their concerns about traffic. We in First and Goal, along with the city, have what's called a dual events agreement because the city is so concerned about gridlock down in our area that the agreement provides that there should be 4 hours between the anticipated end of one event and the start of another event at either Safeco Field or CenturyLink Field. So we hope to be a part of this process. So number one, we'd love to have an NBA team come back. We think an NHL team would be fun. Peter knows more about that. He's run one, but we have serious concerns about plopping a new venue right down just south of Safeco Field with the current gridlock we have and the transportation and access, ingress, egress problems we have.
Thanks, Chuck. I'm going to open this up to anyone. Peter, did you have a comment or anyone else want to go there?
Obviously, I think all of us up here on the panel believe that sports is a huge part of the culture of a community, and it was a sad day when the Sonics left, and I think it's natural to have an NBA team here and be a great natural rivalry with the Trailblazers down in Portland. So, we're supportive of the effort to bring additional franchises here, and we're keeping an open mind as to the arena project.
Karen, thoughts from the WNBA standpoint? Would bringing back the NBA that would help with the Storm, and what do you see as the thinking on all this?
I think no question. I think we're big believers in rising tides, and I think an NBA team back in town would no question have a positive impact on every organization that sits up here today. And as I said earlier, having first and foremost been a fan of the Sonics, I desperately miss having NBA basketball in Seattle, and I still can't quite bring myself to watch Thunder games. As hard as that is, as much success as they're having. But that was a really, really sad day for our community, and I hope that we can all come together and try to find the right solutions and really focus our energy on solutions that work for everybody. And it'll be a challenging conversation, an ongoing one, I'm sure in some ways a pretty lightning rod conversation. That's the beauty of sports. There's a lot of passion when we talk about topics that impact our franchises. But we're going to do everything we can from our platform to positively impact that conversation. And I know that there are a lot of us in this room that will really laud the day that the NBA comes back to Seattle.
Great, thank you. Ralph, from the Sports Commission perspective.
I don't think that Seattle just wants the Sonics back. I think they need the Sonics back. It's a part of our culture. It's what happens in the winter. But we're really at the very beginning of a very long process, and Seattle loves a very long process. And so I think what to look at what the Mariners having input on what might happen as a neighbor. At the same time, if you look at the plan as proposed, there is no stadium design, there is no traffic plan. I think we're very early in the process, and I think they're putting that input in. I mean, ultimately, as a stadium, if traffic concerns aren't addressed, it's not going to be a good experience at the arena. So I think it's important that we're able to have an open conversation. And once again, Seattle loves to go through this process. But I think it's something that this isn't a sprint, it's a long process. 1 month from now, a lot of people will weigh in, a lot of opinions on this. I think emotionally, we're all on the same page, but we do have to make the right decision for the region. It is no doubt that we eventually want to get the NBA back, and with that momentum, and I think I mentioned getting off your hands here, not sitting on your hands, is that I think we're moving in that direction now. It almost feels inevitable. We need to have the team back because it is a part of who we are in this region.